welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you are all here for this pick a card. We are going to be looking at the question, what do I need to hear right now? So we're going to find out what the cards have to say. If you are new here, a huge special welcome to you. I am so glad that you've discovered the channel. And for all of you, if there are any of you that have not yet subscribed, I'd like to invite you to please do so. Definitely want to keep you in the family. Plus, it really helps me out. So I'd really appreciate it. All right, well, let's get going. This is what we're going to do. I am going to live shuffle. I have 3 decks set out here today with an oracle card deck. I have the Messenger Oracle with my clear quartz to open up the energy. I have the Arcanum Tarot with hematite. I have the Everyday Witch Tarot with lepidolite. And I have the Tarot de la Nuit with carnelian. All right, so as I mentioned, I'm going to live shuffle and I'll be putting out 3 piles, for which then I will ask you to select your pile. I will put timestamps in the description. That way you can jump ahead or bounce around easily. And well, that all being said, let's get started. Okay, here we are. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is calm your mind. Think of the question, what do I need to hear right now? See where your attention is drawn and select your pile. If you need extra time, please feel free to pause the video. Otherwise, let's get started. Pile number 1. All right, pile 1. Let's find out what you need to hear right now. All right. All right, so what you need to hear right now. Well, the first message, and this is our oracle card, trust in magic. So what that implies is that, you know, there might be an area in your life right now where you're kind of unsure. You're maybe concerned as to how it's going to turn out. Maybe you're feeling like you've had a little bit of a loss of control about something, something like that. And this is here to say, trust in magic. Sometimes we don't know how things are going to work out. We just know they are going to work out. Do you see the difference? Knowing how and then just knowing. Know it's going to work out and forget the how sometimes, right? We don't need to worry about that sometimes. All right, so what have we got over here? We've got our High Priestess, we've got the 2 of Pentacles, and we have our 8 of Cups. All right, well, there's something right now that is making you potentially feel like you are not included in something. The High Priestess talks about rising above gossip or pettiness or secrets and things like that. There's something you probably feel like you don't know that's going on or that's happening around you. There's pieces of it that you're not in the loop about. But that absolutely is showing me that that's not even true. I don't think that you are being left out. I think that's how it feels right now, but I don't necessarily think that you are. This is again where we trust in magic. We trust that things are going well. We always have to assume the best instead of assuming the worst, right? So if something's going on making you feel like maybe your friends or your family are talking about you, or are not including you in something or something like that, this is saying believe in the best. You know what? You have to obviously use communication to kind of find out what's going on. How else are you going to know, right? You got to ask, you got to communicate. But a lot of this looks like it's in your own head. There does seem to be a balance of attention or participation or time, depending on what your scenario is and where you're feeling left out. Are you feeling left out in a relationship? Are you feeling left out with your friends, your family? Did you not feel included about something? Well, that's saying expect the best, trust in the magic that makes things always turn out the right way that's best for us, right? All right. So here you're crying over spilled milk, honey. You whatever this is that's made you feel this way is really nothing that you need to worry about. You are still very important. We have our star card here. The star card is a card, I mean, of hope and optimism, but it's also a card that identifies somebody as the superstar type of thing. You are being identified as somebody who is an equal participant. I think you're feeling left out, or you're just about to be feeling left out, and you don't need to. You need to trust in the magic, because this is not the case. Sometimes we create things in our own mind that aren't even really accurate. In fact, we do that quite a bit as human beings. We do. And this is saying get out of your own head. We've got that with our Five of Cups here as well. The Five of Cups talks about being upset, but it also is like the crying over spilled milk, meaning you're upset about something, but you don't even really need to be upset about this. Does that make sense? So you do not need to be upset about whatever is here, whatever is just about to come, that's going to make you feel somehow left out, right? All right. So we've got our Nine of Wands here. This talks about, being cautious, but not giving up. This is not something, it might on the surface feel like you're being left out, and somebody might even say something that directly makes you feel that way. But ultimately, it's all about communication. It's not meant to make you feel left out. I do believe that this is something more that's just feelings for you. We have our Eight of Cups with our Five of Cups here, both talking about kind of feeling left out, looking for something more emotionally, not appreciating what you have emotionally because you're only thinking about what you don't have. This is saying don't give up. When you're feeling like left out, you don't give up, because it's right here. A lot of it is in your head. You've got the Star card. You've got this Nine of Wands that says don't give up. Yeah, this is all something in your mind, honey. I don't think that this is a really being left out. Let's see what our cut card is. This is the energy of the outcome. This is going to show us kind of a sum up or what we can expect in the outcome. Ready? Go. Two of Pentacles. All right. Notice we have our Two of Pentacles as our outcome, but we also have our Two of Pentacles here. So this is talking about balance. The way you're going to solve this problem is by getting into balance. This is Pentacles. So this talks about everyday life. So it does include time. This saying spend more time. Insert yourself. If you're feeling like you're left out, be like, hey, how can I come over and do this or that with you? Or, hey, call me. I want to be involved. People sometimes just don't realize that they're doing it. This is very strong because we've got it twice. And it also is very strong to show me that the balance is there. You can achieve this balance. You've never really lost it. You just lost your footing a little bit, feeling that way, but there is no need to. So this is very strong because it came through twice. Ooh, pile one. So yeah, so don't be feeling left out. Somehow something is coming, or it is, maybe you're going through it right now, but it's going to make you feel a little left out, but you don't need to. And the way now, the way to insert yourself and resolve that feeling is by spending more time together, by using good communication, because you are still noticed as an important person. Ooh, what do you think? I would love to hear from you. What do you think of your reading? Please drop a comment. Let me know. I love interacting with you. And as I said earlier, if you haven't already, please make sure to hit subscribe before you head out. It means so much to me, and I never want you to miss out. All right, my friend, thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number 2. All right, pile 2. Let's find out what you need to hear. All right, let's look at our oracle card first. You were born to create. Ooh, okay. Wow, that sounds pretty cool, huh? That's a pretty good thing that you need to hear. You were born to create. Are you working on something right now? Trying to create something? Are you doing something maybe in an artistic sense? Are you trying to create something that way? Creation, you can apply it to whatever fits into your world as far as what you might be creating. But this is giving you a little boost of confidence there. You were born to create. All right, let's see what else we've got. All right. Whoops, put it up too high, didn't I? All right, there we go. All right. So you are born to create. Yes, indeed you are. And I think you're also one of those people who really pays attention to detail. That's why you're able to create things. You are very hardworking. You are very much a focused person. And that brings you success. You know, creating, it doesn't have to be like drawing a picture. It could be art, you know, things like that. It could be something like creating your fortune, creating a family life, creating a child, you know, creating something. You were born to create things. And so that means, you know, having what you want in your life, creating and manifesting that life that you are wanting. Well, why? Well, it's very obvious here why you're able to do that with our pentacles. We've got the 8 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Now, the Page of Pentacles is literally for manifestation. This is a manifestation card. It also talks about financial opportunity coming in. So are you creating some money? Are you creating some money right now? You know, our Page of Pentacles is a very hard worker. And over here with our 8 of Pentacles, this also represents hard work. We've got our 9 of Pentacles here as well. And so therefore we have 3 Pentacles here. That's why I'm going with this is something to do when we're talking about creating, something to do with your everyday life. That's what Pentacles is about, which includes money. Money, money, money. So there is something here. You're going to be coming into some money here soon, it looks like. This is our success card. It looks like you have a hand in how this money arrives, meaning you're not just going to wake up and there's a box out on your front step with a load of money in it. You're creating it. You're creating this money through something you're doing, through your thoughts, whatever that looks like in your world right now. You do have some things going on over here as well. We've got our 6 of Cups. This is what I call the warm fuzzy card. So this is talking about you need to take a moment to enjoy the little simple pleasures in life. If you're super focused on making money or building a career or a home or something like that, you also need to remember to inject some fun into that. You need to be able to lighten up. If not, the scales will tip too far the other way. Do you know what I mean? Like if these were the scales and you have on there all this work and no fun, you're just going to be dropping down. You need to add some fun in there to put it back in balance. And this talks about enjoying the simple things. So it doesn't need to be some kind of huge thing. Simple little things in life. Enjoy a cup of coffee, and really pay attention and enjoy it in the moment. Does that make sense? All right, we also here have our Two of Swords. The Two of Swords talks about kind of being caught in the middle between two things. You're probably feeling torn. It says to me that you need to pay attention to the rest of your life, not just money. You need to pay attention to the rest of your life, which also includes you. It also includes you. You can't just be worried about other people, work, the home, the customers, your boss, your spouse, your kid. You got to worry about yourself too, right? Enjoy the simple pleasures. What does that sound like? Taking a bath, going on a walk, having that cup of coffee, simple things. You need to, it looks like, pay attention to your self-care. That's what this is saying. And by doing that with our Ace of Wands here, it tells me that you'll be able to spark new opportunities and new adventures and new ways to create, because you need to make sure and take care of yourself in there as well. We need to fortify ourselves. We need to inject ourselves with that energy when we are feeling low. You were born to create, so you're going to make things happen. That is for sure. But in order to make that a little bit more effortless, I guess is the word, you would need to be sure to be doing some self-care. I guess it's not effortless. That I didn't mean it to sound like you're not making an effort at it, but you're going to need to put perhaps more effort into doing self-care than you would into an endeavor to make money. And do you understand what I mean by that? It's probably not your natural nature to take care of yourself. It does feel more natural to be working on problems and solving problems. And so it's actually harder just to relax and just take in those simple pleasures. See what I'm saying? So you need to get out, into that balance there. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at the cut card. This is the middle of the deck. So this is the outcome of the energy, or the energy of the outcome, excuse me. And, or it might be a sum up message too. So let's see what we've got. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh boy, yeah, you've got the Sun card. This talks about really having, achieving your ambitions. Again, we've got some money going on. This talks about making money. The word of advice from this card is watch out for burnout. Seems like you might be focusing your energy a little bit too much on everyday life type of things, which likely includes money. And you're forgetting about your self-care. You're forgetting about what you need to do for yourself to not burn out. We've got a lot of success here going on, finances and in everyday life. But again, in order to really thrive, you need to be able to take some time to take care of yourself, which will inspire you to do more things to grow. The success is there though. So we do have this is a big success card. So just need to maybe tweak your attention, instead of having your foot on the gas over here all the time with the money, we need to put our foot on the gas here with ourselves as well and take care of ourselves. Ooh, pile 2. This was some pretty solid advice. Do you already feel like you know what's going on with this? If not, it's likely going to be here very soon. This is my near future spread. So if you already can't identify, maybe making money is not seeming like it's happening, it's gonna be. So that's something you need to hear as well. You have the power to create. Oh, my friend, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And of course, make sure you hit subscribe before you head out. I never want you to miss out on a video. All right, my friend, thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number 3. All right, pile 3. Let's see what's going on for you. What do you need to hear? All right, we're going to take a look at our oracle card first. Observe in silence. Ooh, is there something going on in your life right now where you're maybe inserting yourself a little bit more, or giving advice that maybe is not being accepted by other people? Maybe this is a time where we need to just sit back and watch and not be providing our advice or our insight. Sometimes if it's not being well received, or if people aren't taking our advice, we need to save our insanity too. So interesting. Let's see how it pulls in. Okay. All right, so we've got our Seven of Cups, our Eight of Cups, and the Sun over here. The Seven of Cups, this is all about kind of having choices and things like that. I feel like you're giving advice to somebody that then they're just not taking your advice, or you maybe have a situation with someone else that you're feeling like you need my advice, or boy, can't you stop doing this, or whatever they're doing, you're just feeling like I can't help you if you're not going to listen, type of thing. Yeah, I feel like, this is probably something that is making you feel a little bit burnt out. Maybe you're providing advice for somebody who just doesn't want to hear that advice. Do you know? It's not that you're not providing good advice or that you can't help or provide, some meaningful support, but it seems to me that this person will be better served by you just being a good listener. Being a good listener is sometimes the best help that we can ever get. Sometimes we just need to come to the conclusions on our own, and we do that by having a good listening ear. We have a friend that we can trust, or a family member. I can talk and talk and talk, and then all of a sudden I come to the conclusion on my own. So the friend, even though they didn't say a word, they helped immensely. Do you see what I'm saying? So this really seems to be having to do with advice or helping somebody else that you are working with. And if this isn't happening now, this is going to be coming up here on the horizon. Somebody needs your advice. They might not be taking the advice and being wishy-washy about it, and that's causing you to feel like, all right, burnt out, feeling like, why do I bother? You don't even give it a chance, or and it makes you frustrated. So, observing in silence is the way to kind of get through that. So that way, again, be that listening ear. That is advice in and of itself. It's essentially like advice. It does the same thing. It allows people to come to the conclusions they need on their own. I think that once you kind of pull that back a little bit, you're going to be feeling so much better. We have our Eight of Wands here. The Eight of Wands is talking about rapidly changing events. So whatever advice it is or influence you were trying to assert is definitely going to make a change for this person. It is going to move things around. And then I think we're going to get to a point where we're not feeling so disconnected, or sometimes when people don't take our advice, it feels kind of like insulting sometimes, doesn't it? So, you're going to get to a point being like, okay, just because they're not doing it my way doesn't mean that it's not a good way or good for them or whatever. That's what this is saying as well. The Three of Pentacles is saying, yes, you might have great advice. You might know something and be very wise about something because you've had experience doing it. But you know what? When we're pushing our advice on people, they tend to close their ears, right? When we listen, when we allow people to kind of, tell us what it is and really listen, not just hear it with our ears, but listen, then they have a tendency to be more forthcoming with us. They have the tendency to be more invested in what our advice would be. Then they stop. Look at this card. We're talking about symbolism with the tarot. Always look at the artwork. Look at this witch is drawing these pentacles up there, pentagrams up there, and or pentacles, actually. What am I talking about? Pentacles. And they're all watching like, wow, you do a great job drawing these pentacles. So, that is somebody now who does want to take the advice. So this is all advice from the tarot. We're talking about advice for advice. How funny is that? But the advice for you from the tarot is, when you're giving advice, sometimes the best advice we can give is just to listen. We can help to steer our friend or our family member, our child, our spouse, whoever it is who needs that advice from us or that support from us. They will find their way. Once we stop, there's another thing I want to mention. Sometimes when we're providing advice, we're being an enabler when we don't even realize it. Like we're solving the problem for people, and then that doesn't help them to be able to solve problems for themselves in the future, right? When we're solving it for them all the time, we're doing it from a good place. We're wanting to help them, but then they just start becoming crippled. Like they have to rely on other people for the information or for the advice or for the solution, instead of finding it within themselves. So this is I keep laughing because it's so funny to say this advice is about advice. The advice for you is about giving advice to others. So I hope this is making sense. Let's take an outcome card here. This is our cut card. This is the middle of the deck. So this will be the energy of the outcome. Are we ready? Go. Four of Wands. All right. So our Four of Wands talks about a foundation. Our Four of Wands talks about, success. This says that, you will have more success helping your friend, whoever this is that needs advice. You will have more success by observing in silence. This is saying that it's going to help your friend too, because they're going to take your advice. Your advice is awesome, right? So it's definitely very strongly keeps coming through. That means it really wants to be heard here. Oh my goodness, pile 3. What do you think? Oh, do you already know who this might be? I would love to hear. Drop a comment for me. Let me know what's going on. I love interacting with you. And of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to hit subscribe. I would love it for you to be in the family, and I never want you to miss out on a video. All right, my friend. Thank you so much for letting me read for you.